tonight's sunset's going to be gorgeous. It's Tuesday evening. It's about 8:15. Sunset at 9:07. And it's like a mid-tide. So enjoy. It's 59 degrees. When I get home tonight, I'm making air fried chicken wings. I think I'm going to walk down to the little river. It's really nice on the beach because it's not soaking wet, but it's really easy to walk on. I hate walking on the regular sand. That's beautiful. Just beautiful. I can actually walk closer to the water. And it looks like glass. Oh my gosh, I think I can walk all the way to the other side this time. Oh, it's kind of damp here. It's very moist. I don't know if I can cross this or not, but we'll see. I don't think so. My luck, I would cross it and then the tide would come in and I wouldn't be able to get back. Even though it's nice out and the sun's shining, the water's still like 52, 55 degrees. It's extremely cold. There's nothing over there except screaming kids anyway. My nodes are getting roots big time. A couple of my nodes, or all four of my nodes have. Well, not the gigantic one. That one's got roots like crazy. So I ordered the gigantic rectangle pot to put that in, and then the other ones are getting like buds, and they're just gorgeous. One of them is getting kind of rotten, so I haven't done anything different with that one. But every time I've ordered from this place, they always send me extra nodes. And one node always gets rot and it dies, so we'll see. It's really cool how like roots and like a node or a bud will come out of a super hard piece of wood, or the nodes, and that's what they are. They're super hard pieces of wood, and it's really cool how they get buds that pop out of there. That's probably the rains that are coming in for late tonight and tomorrow. This time I'm not wearing two footed sweatshirts, just one. And then I still have my flannel and my t-shirt. Clouds get thicker, then the sunset will be behind all the clouds. I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't be so cloudy, but that's okay. On the way here, when I was crossing the street, I was actually at the crosswalk and some snowflake stopped because she was pissed off probably that you have to stop the crosswalk. And she had to honk at me a bunch of times and tell me it's a good way to get killed crossing the street. Well, I'd like to know how she expects me to get across. What a moron. But they get off on, scolding people and screaming at them. And she's just an idiot. There's people in this world that make it their job to be nannies to every human being on the planet. They have nothing better to do because they're so miserable. Her husband's probably cheating on her or something. And so she's all pissed off and she has to yell at me and whoever else she has to yell at. I call those women screaming banshees. I played that game, or I'm still playing it. There's a game called Still Wakes the Deep. It is amazing. The character acting or voice acting is fantastic. The story is fantastic. And I just love the characters, except for the boss. He's a jerk. And the graphics are just amazing. You're on a oil rig. Not sure where it is, in Scotland or someplace, but just think of it as the movie The Thing on an oil rig. It's very scary. is about 30 miles an hour, and it is cold. But I'm not freezing like that one time when I was here. It's amazing how fast the clouds move sometimes. Zip my coat up a little bit. Nice lady who lived below me. I think she was in her 80s. I guess she passed away, so I feel bad for her. So I hope they don't get some rotten people in there that are disrespectful to their neighbors. Yeah, I missed the kite festival, but it's okay. I can't stand all those people. The kite festival was last weekend. I think it happens next weekend too. But I just can't deal with that, all those people. Tons of seagulls around here. Well, maybe they're all down there. I haven't seen that many. There's a ton of them by my apartment. Some of them sit on the roof. I-45. Someday when that fault opens up here along the coast, this is all going to be gone. All of it. I mean, there'll still be the ocean here and everything, but this town will be gone. Every day there's earthquakes off the coast here. Watching all the stuff that's been happening in Iceland, and I love the Icelandic people. I think they're awesome. But Iceland is all volcanoes. just so funny how big the beach is when the tide's out. So it'll be high tide around, I think it's at 10:30 p.m. So that means the tide's coming in now. But it, you know, it takes a while. I think it takes like 4 hours. There are a lot of riptides here. Sneaker waves, I guess is what they're called too. Really obvious. And it goes fast. I remember when Jaws first came out. I had never been to a beach except, you know, a lake, like the northern lakes, like Lake Michigan and stuff. I've been there, and I watched Jaws, and that movie scared the crap out of me. Especially when that guy's torso came out of the boat. That startled the hell out of me. And I don't remember how old I was then. But my gosh, the 80s movies are the best. The Halloweens, the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street, the Chuckies, all that stuff. Those are the movies that I sat with my kids and we were eating popcorn and stuff, and they had all their little friends over and we'd watch all those movies, and it was fantastic. They just don't make movies. Hollywood has completely gone down the tubes since they went woke. If there's somebody that's going to pretend for a living, then keep your politics and crap out of it. I'm not interested in your politics or your baloney. Like Robert De Niro, what a moron. I hope he does leave the country and goes to another country, because he's an idiot. And every single one of them that are like him are idiots. Yeah, people who pretend for a living and make a lot of money. Oh, how cool was that? That bird just dived into the water. Is that an osprey? Looks too big for an osprey. Maybe that's just a... maybe it's a heron. Oh, I love watching those dive. that sunset looks gorgeous there. Just peeking out. That was cool watching that bird dive like that. I don't think that was an osprey because their ospreys are a lot smaller than that. But yep, the 80s movies were the best. They had some good ones in the 90s. Just a few. The only good one I've seen that I liked recently was Hereditary. I guess Evil Dead Rises is pretty good. Nothing exciting comes to mind. The remake of Pet Sematary was just horrible. You know, they have to keep changing things, and it was a waste of time. Just like most of those remakes have just been a waste of time. Except for the remake of It was the best It that I have seen. I really like Skarsgård being Pennywise. He is the best Pennywise. And there's going to be a third installment, which I'm really looking forward to. So, and I watch a lot of Asian horror and European horror. There's some really good independent film companies coming out of those, and of course Australia and New Zealand. Australia, their stuff is fantastic because their stuff is super gory. I gotta put my sunglasses back on. That's gorgeous. Filtered through the clouds like that. That's really pretty. There's going to be another Aliens movie, which I'm really excited about. That was a good franchise. I've lived here almost 2 years, and I haven't eaten at any restaurants at all. I haven't gone anywhere, and I ordered from DoorDash. I just wanted a tuna Subway sandwich. And I ordered one through DoorDash, and it was delicious. And it had some cheddar cheese on top. It was very, very yummy. And they had the white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, which are my favorite cookies in the world. I had some of those. I actually did order a burger from this really expensive grill that's supposed to be real popular here, and it was a total waste of money. I don't know if it was called the 101 Grill or something, but it was a waste of money. It was expensive as all hell. The hamburger was teeny weeny. I could have got, you know, a White Castle burger for that, how big that was. And when I got to my place, it was totally soaked, and the French fries were just gross. I will never ever eat there again. That's the only sad thing about not knowing, you know, about the local stuff here. I'm sure if I was jacked up on about 10 drinks, sitting at the bar, that burger probably would have been really good. Everything tastes good when you're drunk. I remember when I stopped drinking, gosh, 2004 maybe. I just got sick. It didn't do anything for me. I never had a drinking problem, but I just got sick of it. I don't like the feeling of a hangover. So I remember when I was younger, though, we'd go to where I grew up. We'd go to the lake and sit on the beach. We'd leave the bar, and then we'd go grab a bag full of White Castle burgers, and then sit by the lake at 3 o'clock in the morning. I love White Castles with a passion, and White Castle cheeseburgers with the White Castle French fries. Just love it. There used to be a Subway shop there called Froggy's. It was the best Subway sandwich I ever had. And then I guess that went away. Froggy's was really good. Honestly, I really just don't want to hang out with a bunch of senior citizens talking about, you know, how much their handbag cost, and bitching and pissing and moaning about, you know, their social security check and all that crap. That's just not for me. I don't have anything against old people because I'm an old person, but I can't stand how some of them become old and crotchety and just a pain in the ass. And I'm not going to sit around with a group of those people and listen to them piss and moan all the time, and that's all they do. My mom was like that. I used to go out before she got Alzheimer's. I used to go, geez, once a week we'd go have lunch. And this is way before she got Alzheimer's. I was still in my 30s or 40s. Yeah, probably my 40s. And we'd go to a restaurant, and she was always a snotty bitch. I don't care about my mom. I really don't. She's dead, and I don't care about her because she was an asshole. And she was a terrible mom. And we go to a restaurant, and I always tip really good. I always do. If they do a good job, they get a really good tip. And that's the same thing with DoorDash or Instacart. And I remember every time we'd go to lunch, my mom would sit there. She'd bitch about something. One time they brought her some eggs, and her eggs had, the white part of the egg had a little bit of lace on it, just a teeny bit. And she had a fit. She told the waitress she's not eating those eggs, that they had to make her some new ones. My mom was #1 Karen. And I'd get so embarrassed. And she did that all the time. And every single time, if I got up to go to the car after I left my tip, she would take my tip and she'd stick a couple, let's say I left, $15. She'd take the $10 and leave the $5 there. And then when we got in the car, she would get in the car and she'd hand me my money. I got so sick of it, I got out of the car and I went and put it back. And I told her never to do that again, and I never ever left before she did. That's why I don't have, I don't, well, there's a lot of deep-seated problems that my mom caused. That I have years of therapy because of my mom. Basically, my therapist told her my mom sacrificed me for my half-brother. According to my mom, my half-brother was perfect, could do no wrong, but the whole time I was growing up and everything, the day I was born, I think, the whole time until my mom died, all I heard was she didn't like my hair, she didn't like my friends, she didn't like my job, she didn't like my, my lack of religion, she didn't like it when I was religious. I tried so hard to please her, and I'm so sick of pleasing people. I don't do it anymore. Tried to please my ex-husband, and he was an abusive asshole. And I tried to please him. I didn't know anything about alcoholism or whatever he had wrong with him, PTSD from Vietnam. And I thought I could fix him, I thought, if I just do this, it'd be nice, he'll be okay. That doesn't work. So I'm here to, I'm here to please myself. I don't please anybody except me. I like people, certain people, and I like to be friendly and nice. I don't like women very much, and I have a good reason for that, because I've been shit on by a lot of women. I like men much more. I can relate to men way more than women. I don't hate all women, but I can count on two fingers the women I actually really give a crap about. The clouds are so cool looking with the different colors.